Well, we're back with my favorite F-15 pilot, Brent Beecham. Good to have you on, Brent. It's been a few weeks. I was having you on like every day for a while, but good to have you back.
Yeah, things kind of slowed down, it seems, but today things picked back up again.
Yeah. So huge airstrike in Yemen by the Israelis, and it was coordinated. It was naval assets, it was air assets, and tell us what you think led up to this, and then what happened.
So a few days ago, they had a ballistic missile fired at Israel. The original reports were that it had broken up in flight, and that they thought that the intercept was good. Later investigation determined that it's actually multiple warheads. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't actually breaking up; it was functioning as had been intended, and so that was a game changer. Um, Late stage intercept is now a lot more difficult if that's the case.
Yeah.
And
You're talking you got to shoot down maybe 10 instead of one
right,
at the
and
last
then right, and then yesterday they fired. Well, they flew two drones that were intercepted. So again, they keep ratcheting it up, and Israel fires back, and they try it again, and it's this repeat every week now. There's some attack, and so the Israeli military or the leadership of Israel decided it was time to go after their leadership. And there was their supreme leader Al Houthi had some video call apparently, and the defense minister, chief of staff, various other leaders. They think maybe the prime minister were all gathered in different locations. They were, and so they went after him with it was 10 1,000-pound munitions from the latest reports. And although the Houthis are not admitting it, Israel's pretty confident they got at least three of the top five leaders of
breaking up a little bit here, man.
the Houthi organization.
Are you there? I lost you, man.
We're back.
Yeah, I got you back now.
Todd?
You there?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't think I have a problem with my, yeah, I don't have a problem with my connection.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. So you were saying, just start with the sentence where you think they got who?
Okay. Yeah, so they believe that they had five targets that they were going after: the leader of the Houthi movement, and the prime minister, defense minister, chief of staff. And so they believe they got at least three of the five: the defense minister and the chief of staff for sure. And the Houthis are denying uh, any uh, attack, or they're denying that the attack was successful. But at this point, it seems like Israel's pretty confident that they got two or three of the top guys.
So
Which
it was the defense minister and the chief of staff and maybe
right,
one, right?
yeah, and they may have gotten, and they were in separate locations. They may have gotten the prime minister. They and the Houthi leader, supreme leader, the founder, I guess, of the movement. He was in some different location, so I don't think they had a beat on him. But that's who they were going after. The whole target package was to go after the top five guys.
And you mentioned 1,000-pound munitions. Is that a gravity bomb with target with laser sights, or what is that?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's a laser guided bomb, but it may have been a GPS weapon.
Hmm.
They've got a number of um, different types of weapons that have a combination of GPS along with a final target with a camera, so that they can actually get it down to really, really small error, circuit probable error. And it could have been a GPS guided weapon, but my guess is it was launched from some distance away to avoid overflying too far into Yemen and avoid having the probability of being shot down or something.
So does that mean like some type of like rocket fueled?
No, that more than likely that I would think those were some kind of kit on a 1,000-pound dumb bomb.
Gotcha. Okay. And what about, I read that there were naval assets involved also. What do you think that was? More EW or what?
No, they attacked last week. Naval assets went after the port and some power station. So they're starting to kind of ramp up their attacks now to include Navy. The Navy, I'm not sure what weapons they're shooting, but I'm guessing they have some sort of guided missile that they're using against them. I'm just not all that familiar with the naval weapons.
So the U.S. was bombing them for 2 months. Israel's been bombing them for a long time.
Right.
What is left on the ground there? I mean, is it all underground? I mean, what do you think is going on?
Yeah, I think they probably have places where they're hiding their ballistic missiles and then taking them out one at a time. I think we've identified some smuggling routes, and if those smuggling routes can be stopped, then maybe they can stop the resupply. It's hard to say what Iran's doing now. I think Iran at one point probably thought better of arming the Houthis, but the one smuggling route they had was they were going to Djibouti. There was another one going, so they're getting over to Africa and then coming back across the straits there. So it doesn't look so obvious that it sailed from Iran. So I suspect probably the Navy's down there trying to either U.S. Navy or the Israeli Navy trying to interdict some of that. But when you can have a ship out there that has offensive capability and they can sustain themselves on target much longer than flying down. I mean, the flight to Yemen is farther than going to Iran. It's a long way down.
Which means a lot of air refueling. And
yeah.
So if you've got naval assets, that makes it a lot easier.
Right. Exactly.
Interesting. So what do you think the Houthis' goal is here? Is just to continue to put pressure on? They can't destroy Israel, but is it just pressure? What do you think it is?
Yeah. I mean, when you consider that the disruption to life in Israel from, I mean, think back in the days where, suicide bombers would go off, once a week, once every other week.
I'm David Cross, and you may know me from my election integrity work, but I also own U.S. Asset Management, a family-owned and operated investment advisory practice. I'm a certified portfolio manager, and my job is to help you make better decisions with your money. One of the things we try to avoid is investing in companies that push the woke agenda. If you're invested with one of the big firms out there, there's a pretty good chance that you're feeding the beast that hates your values. Our company is 100% conservative, and we'd love to have an opportunity to work with you. Check us out at us-am.com and look for our big, proud American Eagle logo.
Your government doesn't care about you. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. It contains life-saving medications like ivermectin, Z-Pak, and antibiotics. Stock them before they block them.
And so there was a level of uncertainty all the time in Israel for ongoing periods of time. And that's a lot harder to organize than to take a ballistic missile and fire it from, 1,000 miles away.
Sure.
So I think that has the same effect, which is to disrupt, disrupt life in Israel. And they seemingly, nobody seems to be able to stop it. And I don't know if they can get enough of the missiles if they can stop resupply, at some point they run out of them. If they can either be blown up or the Houthis just fire enough. But you think about it, the Houthis at this point, if they had 100 missiles, they could fire for 100 weeks. Just shoot one off once a week to keep everybody on their toes.
Yeah. How's the economy in Israel doing?
I think amazingly enough, it seems to be doing really well. I actually met with some guys yesterday that have a high tech fund that they're running, and I asked him that. I said, "Has it done anything to hurt the startups and the deal flow in Israel?" And he said, actually, because there was less deal flow from like places like Europe, that the competition was a lot less to be able to put together these big mega deals. And so he's actually, I don't say he's happy about the situation, but it provided some opportunity for other people. And he's going to Dubai, so he's spending a lot of time going back between Israel and Dubai.
Yeah, that's the epicenter of everything. It seems like everybody's talking about Dubai.
Yep.
What do you? Is it all defense related, or most of it?
No, these are all civilian tech type job, top businesses that are doing. The other part of that too is, the spinoff from our space race in the 60s and 70s was all kinds of technology.
Yeah.
The spinoff here is technology that comes out of this conflict, things that nobody thought to develop.
Yeah.
I have a nephew who, in his service, they look for tunnels using satellite photos and other technologies. The people who were involved in that, and he was involved in that, spun off a company, and now they're turning around. They use that to find water lines, sewer lines, things like that in cities where maybe they were installed 100 years ago, and they don't really know where they're at. So they're using the same technology. That kind of thing is spinning off all the time, that you don't know where it goes, and all of a sudden, here's this new technology that could be used for some civilian application.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
What else is going on that you'd like to get out to the public?
Well, I think the thing that's concerning most to me is what's happening in the conservative side of, say, the Republican Party, or the conservative, movement, that are guys like Tucker Carlson and Steve Bannon, and these guys are turning against Israel in some ways, and it's becoming very concerning to me that that's where the support for Israel has been, and to now, along with Europe, they're beginning to lose the right here.
Yeah, well, that's yeah, you can see it. What do you think? I mean, it's not that way in the White House, though. I don't feel that.
No.
Yeah, I feel like Trump's even stronger.
Yeah, the administration is firmly behind Huckabee. I've seen him a number of times on different shows, on guys like Piers Morgan, where he schooled him on the reality of the conflict. You have some people that are backing guys that are they're pretty prominent, that are going around. But you look at what's happening in Australia. There's hundreds of thousands of people protesting on behalf of Hamas. In Greece, it's become a problem just recently. The UK, it's been a problem for a long time, but interestingly enough, they're the English now are seeing that as a threat to their way of life.
Yeah,
and it's the pressure on the government, and you're starting to see the British flags going up again.
Yes, it's true. Did you see that 14-year-old Scottish girl with the hatchet and the knife protecting her 12-year-old sister from the migrant rapists?
Yeah,
that was an iconic moment. I mean, I felt like that was a tipping point.
Yeah, I think that's the UK's turning hard now. I think that Reform UK, if the government falls, Reform UK could become, Nigel Farage could become the next prime minister.
Yeah.
and he's very similar to Trump in thinking about global things. He's, we have to stop this illegal immigration. We know it can be done. President Trump proved it could be done. Why aren't we doing it? And it's intentional.
So I've been to a few pubs with you watching. You're a Liverpool fan, right? So are you going to go back anytime soon, or is it a little not as welcoming as it used to be?
No, I definitely am making plans to go back. Interestingly, Liverpool outside of London and some of the bigger cities like Birmingham and Manchester, outside those big cities, you wouldn't know a lot of this was going on.
Yeah.
And Liverpool particularly has been very quiet and peaceful, as peaceful as it could be, I guess. And yeah, we'll be planning to go back for sure.
All right, man. Well, thank you. We'll have you back down the road. I just wanted to get you on kind of on the spot to find out what's going on in Yemen. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Take care.